Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we were extremely concerned about being attacked by Yemen. And then that concern came true. We're winning this war. Kind of. We're not able to go like super offensive with it, but we are definitely winning these battles. And I assume that's because they have no men-at-arms. Well, no regiments is the term in this game. I keep calling them men-at-arms because we're in the CK3 period still. Like, our CK3 game is currently ahead of this in terms of the timeline, which is kind of wild. But at this point, we're making our way northward, and the question is, can we get here, and I don't actually want to go all the way there, but can we get here before this fort falls? That's the dream. I don't know how realistic it really is. Also, I just thought of something. We're spending a lot of money right now. We have a long march ahead of us. All of our morale is going to be gone by the time we get here anyway. Would we not be better off to drop our army maintenance during this march and then raise it back up once we get here? As long as we remember to do that. So let's make our way on up, and okay, they rolled 21% there. I think it might fall by the time we get there. It's not the end of the world if it does, but we'll see if we roll well. So we're going to need to raise our morale very soon, our army maintenance, and it hasn't fallen yet. It could here. It did not. Okay. We're just hanging out over here right now. A city is demanding a seat in the parliament, and that's Axum. It's fine. They can have it. Why are we just hanging out here right now? Do we require more morale to move? I bet we do. Yeah, that's what it was. We needed more morale to be able to move. So that was the issue there. That's understood. So at this point, this did fall before we got here, and unfortunately... Oh, this didn't fall. They attacked down over here again. Gotcha. So at this moment, we're up in this area, right? And they're trying to siege here now. We're letting our morale regenerate. And then we're going to go in and hit this force. So that's absolutely fine. These guys are going to run around in our backline, and there's not much we can do about that right now. We're keeping an eye on this. We did not quite stack wipe that force, unfortunately. We'll see if we're able to get up here in time. That would be the dream. But again, if we don't, it's not the end of the world. Okay. Sponsor the Noble Arts is happening. They did not actually end up getting that, so that's good. And now we're locked into here. We're going to let our forces regenerate their morale a little bit. We're now full, and we're going to go in. So this battle will happen on 30 May, and there's 9 days left here. So they're going to get this roll, but they didn't succeed it. That's huge. Okay, so we're going to absolutely crush them here once again. 10-to-1 casualty ratio. That's the kind of thing we want to see. So now we need to walk all the way back down our country to the south. Keep in mind, this entire time, this is the war goal. And they haven't gone for it. So we're at plus 44% right now. And at this moment, they're not willing to white peace, but they're actually kind of close. So that's interesting. So these guys are going to be retreating, I think, quite a long ways, right? They might retreat all the way back to Yemen like this. That would be insane if they did. That would keep them busy for a long time. Okay, careful maneuvering again. That seems okay. Now, Gambo has fallen. That's down over here. This is not a surprise in the slightest. We're going to be positioning somewhere around over here, but we're a ways away from that still. So that's understood. We'll be taking back these areas soon enough. Wedge has fallen now. Yep, that's absolutely expected. We're going to move in over here, and we're going to take that back. We don't have the forces over here right now, potentially, to fight this, so we need to be a little careful. This is a large force. So I'm taking back this area for now. And they're going to be running around over here. That's understood. We need to be careful about where and when we fight them. So they're going to be heading northward here. I'd like to head out over this direction. This is Mountain Province over here. So we're going to head this way, and they're going to hang out over this way. They're actually heading towards the war goal, it looks like. That's potentially bad. Do we think we can beat them there? They're sieging their way up. No, they're not. They're not sieging their way up. If we're going to hold them, we have to hold them here, right? So we have to make our way in this way, and we have to regenerate a little bit. Now, they have reinforcements on the way in. We are the defender here, and we can beat Somalia for sure. I don't know if we can beat Yemen and their army here. It's a lot. We're doing really well, though. Wow. Okay. That's a 4-to-1 casualty ratio. That's insane that we won that. Now, we were defending in the hills. We were at full morale, and we have a lot stronger of forces than they do. That much is very clear. So the question now is, can we convince Somalia to exit this war? And perhaps Makuria as well. So Makuria is up over here, and they would not accept this. Somalia wouldn't yet either. Okay, so that's understood. So they're still running around in these areas. There's a small Yemeni force up here sieging now. That's understood. We're going to come back over here for now. Oh, we're going to attack these guys. Sure, we stack wiped 180 troops. I like it. And then we're going to get this under control. So Bas is back under our control now. And if we head back southward over this way, I'm not too concerned about this situation yet, but I will become concerned about it. I want out of this war, right? That's what I want more than anything. What is this? White peace is imminent? When 1085 days have passed. Yeah, that works like in Stellaris. We already determined that. And at this point, they have 12 reasons to not accept this. Okay. We're getting very close to being able to white peace it. The question is, do we even want to white peace it? Here's what I'm thinking right now. We attack over here. I don't think we siege anything at this moment. And we need a research going here, so I would like to have that be... Supply limit? Sturdy grains output? Either of these would be pretty good. I'm going to go with the sturdy grains output for now. Oh, we just stack wiped another 280 troops over here. Cool. So we're going to grab this. I see these 37 troops, and I don't know what we're going to be able to do about them. They're just going to run past us for the moment. I'm going to grab this area, and that will allow us to potentially demand a little bit of land, which is going to be ridiculous. So now we're going to head back over this way. And we're at 53% war score. We're going to catch this 32k stack. We actually killed 34 there. That's interesting. I said 32k. No, there were 32 troops. I wish that we had stack wiped the 32k stack. That would be incredible. But no, that is definitely not what has happened. Okay, our ruler's uncle died. That's fine. So keeping an eye on this situation up here, they're progressing that siege slowly but surely. We're going to continue to head through these areas and take these back. Okay. So I think they just liberated this up over here. Yeah, that's fine. They can do that. So that's understood. We're going to take this back, and then we need to make our way up over this direction because they're probably heading for the war goal again, and we need to head up that way. So for now, we're at 60% war score. They would actually accept a white piece right now. They would even give us some gold. Somalia and Makuria would not separate peace. I am not going to take a white piece at this time. So these guys are heading in over here. That's understood. We can head in over this way. This is going to be them defending in the hills. So if we were to take this fight, I don't know that we should. Yeah, I agree with the game. I don't think that we should take this fight. We've got these guys coming in. I'm going to instead head out and around this way. I'm looking to outmaneuver them. So they're going to push through over here, and this siege is still progressing up here. I'm seeing that they landed a small force up over here as well. So that seems fine for now, and we're going to then push in over this way. I want to take this back, and we need to regenerate our morale. Now, these guys are going to be able to run around a little bit out over here. They are very, very much grouped together at this moment. And that's bad for us. But we can loop around behind them like this and just siege back anything that they take. Okay, now they're not grouped together, and we've got this 85 troops coming in to attack us here, so we can stack wipe that, no problem. Okay, so now we're going to walk into Jabat, and the question is, where is their larger force here going? Ah, they have split up. So we're going to fight here, and we'll easily win that battle. That was a very, very good battle for us. So now we can take this location back. And where are they going? Back to Hadia? If they're coming back to Hadia... Oh, they're coming to Barara. Or they're trying to go for the war goal. I'd love it if Eneria would start attacking some of this. And yeah, this fell. But that's understood. I'm not concerned about that army at this time. Interesting. They're coming in right through here, and we're going to crush them. They did not have morale for this fight because they moved too much. So at this point, we took a 3-to-1 casualty ratio there, and that is absolutely glorious. We're going to head back over this way, and we're going to take back Wedge. Okay. So their sieges up over here are very rude. We need to deal with that, but we need to get some enemies out of this war. The ideal situation would be that we manage to white piece Somalia and or Makuria, right? That would be the dream here. So for right now, we're going to take these back. Community justice, huh? I don't want to lose 7 stability. We're going to gain the stability here. So the Gabar are rebellious, and that's understood. They've been chilling at 100 here for a while, by the way. We might want to swap this over to Rebel Crackdown on the Gabar insurgents, because I have a feeling they're going to do that as soon as this war is over. So we'll get started on that and start dropping them back down. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to come up this direction. We need to head to the north. So we can piece out this war anytime we feel like. We can white piece this. They have a lot of reasons to do this, and that's absolutely wonderful. But I don't want to white piece it right now, if we can at all help it, because I want to continue to crush their forces. So we're going to make our way up over this direction. And yeah, they're going to occupy up over here. That's understood. We're going to take that back. And they're sieging up over here right now. So that looks perfect. That's actually ideal. So right now, I'd really like it if Eneria would come down and liberate these areas in the south. That'd be really nice. Unfortunately, they don't seem very interested in that right now. So that's understood. So we're going to cap this back, and we allowed our morale to be regenerated. So as soon as our cap back is done, the plan is to come in and attack them here. We will be the defender because of the siege, and we're just going to absolutely crush them. So that's Makuria, absolutely wrecked. Very, very good ratio again. Now we need to come over here and deal with this Yemeni force. And now Yemen is going to be coming back with a big force eventually, and that's understood. So Eneria is raising up another levy out over here. And I'm hoping that that levy comes and takes back this area out over here. I was going to say sieges, but it's really a reoccupation that we'd be looking for them to do. So Makuria has 27 reasons not to peace out at this moment. We're going to come in here. And this is just a stack wipe. Absolutely wonderful. And now we can make our way back out over this direction. So we need to go take back Nora, I think, and that will be the goal here. I'm going to leave this where it's at for the moment. It's definitely not ideal, right? It's very definitely not ideal. Okay, they're coming in over here again with a fairly large force. That's understood. We're just going to cross through the mountains over this way for now. And looks like Enaria is actually taking back Nora for us. So that's nice. Let's just sit in the war goal for right now. I see Somalia's army out over here. And we're just going to regenerate a little bit. So these guys are heading into Nora right now. I want to go for that. Hang on. Now they're going in here to attack Enaria's force. So we're going to head in there ourselves. They stack wiped Enaria's force, but I want to take out Somalia's army here. And again, over a 10-to-1 casualty ratio. So that looks fantastic. At this moment, is Somalia willing to exit this war? They have 58 reasons not to, so no. Okay. We're going to head on down to Nora. Let's take that back. And this up here is currently pretty empty in this region. So we're taking back Nora, and our troop count is dwindling. That's absolutely noted. Here is a question. We are right here. If we hop in here, can we just steal this province from them and get out of this war with a small land grab? If we can do that, plus a little gold, I think I'd be willing to accept that. So let's go ahead and take this. Professional armies would be very good to have. We'll take that. Okay, so this is now occupied. We'll need to wait for these other occupations to finish. For now, I want to walk this direction. And that looks good. So everything is working absolutely fine. We should still have ticking war score. It's at 25. Is that capped? I think it might be capped at 25 war score. So that's understood. So we're going to hop down over this direction. The question is, do we think we can fight this force? I suspect the answer is actually yes. But this is done being occupied. So, here's the question. Can we take this? They would give us that. They'd not give us this out over here, which isn't surprising. We don't have it occupied. They wouldn't give us that either. Okay. I'm wondering if we could take this. No, they have 4 reasons not to. So we can do something like that, and then we can have them annul their treaties with... Oh, okay. I didn't intend to click on Somalia. This is still that same peace deal. Okay. So they can annul their treaties with Somalia, but they wouldn't accept that. What about their treaties with Makuria? No. They're willing to give us this land plus 220 gold, and... I mean, this is a very, very good... This is a very, very good war for us. We should have, by all rights, lost this war and lost it hard. Even just taking a small gain like this and paying off our debt is pretty okay. I'm wondering if maybe we can... They wouldn't accept a humiliate. Take over market center, we can't do that. I'm wondering about something like war reps. Dismantle forts is interesting. They wouldn't accept that. Release Dhofar, there's no way they're going to accept that one. Liberate Ausa is interesting. They wouldn't do that either, and I'm not that interested in doing it for now. So, at this point, we could just demand food access. War reparations is what I'd really want. Would we be able to get war reparations if we got rid of some of that gold? Yes. The answer is yes. We would be able to get war reparations and about half of the gold amount and that state. I think that's probably worth it. War reparations is 10% of their income every month for probably the duration of the truce, would be my guess. So I don't know exactly how much gold that would be. It would probably be calculable, and we could determine if we'd be better off to take the gold here or the war reps. I'm going to take the war reps. I think this is fine. We get 1 province out of it, which isn't a lot, but honestly, with the numbers that they had, if they had just played this war smarter and grouped their forces together, we would have never been able to even fight them a single time. So I'm happy with that. We'll send this demand. And we would very much like to be out of war. Thank you very much. So we got a bunch of gold out of that, and we got this territory, which is absolutely wonderful. We managed to carve a little bit into Yemen, and that actually gives us borders with the main territory of Ifat. And now what we can start doing is we can start building our spy network here again, which is going to be slow, but we want to start doing that. And we should be truced with Somalia at this moment, and yeah. So we're in a state of truce with Somalia, which would mean that if we were to declare war here, I'm assuming that this is a breaking truce, CB. Yeah, so this works like in Europa 4, not like in Crusader Kings. Good to know. So the way that it works in Crusader Kings is that if they have a truce with you, you can still attack them. In Europa, truces are bilateral, and it would appear that that is continuing over to Europa 5. So that is good to know. But that is a one war, remarkably. If they had just grouped their forces together, we would have never been able to do that. That was wild. That was absolutely wild that we were able to do that. We need to detach our levies, and these guys are currently marching, so we have to let them finish their march. There we go. So we can now detach our levies, and we want to make sure that we have the levies selected, disband those, and then the rest of our forces I'm going to position back up over here, which is kind of the station point that I've selected for them. So that'll be fine, and that's absolutely huge. Apparently, wait. The peasants have decided to revolt. Okay, I was hoping to prevent that, but it appears that they did it anyway, so that's absolutely fine. We're not surprised that they decided to do this, to be clear. So we need to raise whatever levies we can, and we'll see where those levies come up at. And we'll see what the rebels get here for levies and how this occupation works. If this works... Oh, these are going to be black flagged, aren't they? Yes, they are. We can walk down to here, though. Okay. So we're going to have these guys come in over here, and then we're going to come in like that. So we're in a civil war here, and I'm expecting this to work the way that civil wars in Imperator work. We'll see if that's true or not. For sure. So let's head out over to, like, here. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward spot here. This is the majority of the Empire that rebelled, and these guys are currently heading up here. This will have to be sieged. So maybe we shouldn't actually hang out there for now. Okay. So these guys, they're going to be turning around and going to Warabi very shortly. And I'm expecting that this works like an Imperator. When we take these back, they become ours. That's the expectation here. So this guy's not really doing anything at this moment. We should probably be working on recovery efforts where we can. It's going to be like over here. I guess it's fine. Yes. So this works like an Imperator. That's what I thought. So we're going to grab this down over here. It also works like an Imperator where we actually have to siege every single county. That's noted. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just work our way through this. They do have a bit of an army up over here. That is noted. And they're hiring a captain to raise a navy. An interesting choice. So they are coming over this way, and our main force is down over here, right? So that's going to be a bit of a problem for us. We'll see what these guys are intending to do. They're fighting over here, and actually we're doing kind of well there. But we're going to want to retreat these guys as well. We want to get these forces grouped back together. So we just need to slowly push our way through this at this moment, and that's absolutely understood. So we're going to get this back, and we're going to push our way up. As we get these areas, we might be able to raise more levies. Kind of. We're kind of able to get more levies. Good to know. Okay, so actually this is fine. You can have 11 ducats. That's completely fine. So we lost a battle up over here, and these guys are retreating to a really awkward place. It's fine. It's fine. It's this force that's our real force, quote unquote. So we're just going to slowly push our way up through here, and we'll get this all under control. Okay, we're gaining cores down this way, and that seems good. As we push through these areas, they are going to be constrained to a smaller and smaller area. We're apparently retreating up over here, and that's actually completely fine. I don't mind that. So if we were to raise additional levies, we can do so, and that's not going to be many troops, right? So that's understood. Why are you here? You should be here. And these guys, of course, should be heading up into Ankober. So we'll do that for now, and that looks good. These guys are going to be regenerating up over here as soon as these all get grouped together. Okay, so that looks good. And they can't deal with this army that's down here at this moment. It is, however, time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will deal with these peasants. And we knew that this was likely coming. I was hoping that we'd be able to stop it, but no, we were not able to stop that. So that is absolutely understood. This civil war is really not a problem. EFOT is offering us an alliance at this moment. That's interesting. I'm just wondering what their reasoning here is. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we're not actually going to accept that. We can handle this, but we are definitely interested in some form of an alliance, but not with them. So this force is going to head down over to like Tembesha, and we want to group these units together, right? That's our primary goal right now. We just need to get all of these guys dealt with out over here. But it is time to put a cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, the peasants are getting crushed. There's nothing they can do about this. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.